I'm so glad you could join me. It's so nice to have company well when I'm out in the garden. And I was saying to a family member that I think my interest for being in the garden was pricked when we went to Jamaica. I went to Jamaica with my mother, sister and brother. Mother, sister and brother, yeah. So there's 4 of us. And so I'm just going to be continuing to get the leaves off. Yeah, went to Jamaica, and we stayed with my grandmother in the end, and we had to do things like fetch water, and we had to go down the hill to fetch water, and you know, the kitchen was like outside toilet. It was an eye-opener in terms of experience, and as an 18-year-old that had never done anything like that, it actually didn't seem odd. I took to it. I think we all took to it. I think it helped having family, you know, like my sister. So it was like an adventure for us. It was really great. And it's my neighbour. Yeah, it was really great. And it was just like we had always been doing it. You know, we didn't feel that, you know, oh, why do we have to do this kind of thing? You know, like sometimes when you're young and you're thrown into a situation that you never expected and you've never experienced, then it can be difficult. But it was just like dog. I don't know why he's barking. Cole, stop it. It's not for you. What is it? Stop it. Sit down. Leave it. Leave it. He's either seen a cat or something in my nursery. A makeshift nursery. Anyway. Yeah, so it wasn't something that we'd ever experienced, but it didn't seem strange to us, and really enjoyed it. And then we had family who, it's like friend of the family who had a farm, and it wasn't that we you know, we didn't do anything on the farm. All we did was we just went up and saw the farm and had to walk through bush and everything. But I didn't think anything of it at all. And it's only since, you know, being in Barbados that and having the opportunity to work on the land, it's just like, oh my gosh, I really enjoy it. I really do. And so, I mean, when I think about my time in England and having a garden, you just have to ignore him. He doesn't, I was going to say he doesn't like being alone, but he would rather be out here. But because I've got crops, food, stuff, I don't want him, you know, going toilet out in this particular spot. And something disturbed him. It was probably some sort of animal. Okay, so I was going to say, oh no, we're nearly there, but we've got the other one to do. So I prefer to do them now and then just leave that like that. I'm going to give him something. Oh, so I'm back. Yeah, so actually looking at all the leaves that we've got, it looks like I'll be able to cover this whole area that I was going to have to weed. And what it'll do is just kill off the leaves, kill off the grass. And so you look how many that's produced so far. So if I take out the ones that are really tiny, I've got a good 8 sticks that will potentially grow. Potentially grow. And I just like to give everything a chance, really. You know, and I hate to throw seeds away now. It's like amazing. It's so funny. Because it's just like, you can't plant everything, you can't grow everything. You can try. I'm going to try. And there's a limit to how much you can, you know, I just want a food forest. I want to be able to come out here and on any given day have something that's edible, and just have something that's edible. So fruits and, you know, vegetables. So that's what I'm aiming for, and that's what I'm, you know, I envisaged it, and it's not exactly how I envisaged, because I never imagined how it was going to look. I just knew that I wanted to grow stuff. When I had my garden in London, it was 100 feet, and we had plums, and I grew rosemary, lemon verbena, and peppermint. That's really, you know, sunflowers, and then flowers. I didn't grow any other vegetables. I'd wanted to, but it just seemed that it was like dirty. It was weird. It just, not that the soil was dirty, but that I didn't trust what the nutrients in the soil, I guess, because, you know, you didn't know what the people who had the land before had been doing. I mean, we did eat the plums, but I wasn't too keen. And then because I just wasn't used to it. I wasn't used to, you know, growing vegetables and eating them. Just like we dug up the cassava, it was just like, I never imagined how like from this you get the cassava. I never imagined being able to do it. Not that I thought to myself what the process would be. I just thought, you know, growing those kind of things is what you know, farmers do. And but the more and more I researched into the possibility of growing my own, look at that baby one. I think I'll cut that there. This baby one, kind of trying to, the more and more I researched, I was able to, you know, I saw that it's just, cassava is just grown from the stick. And then I thought, well, I can put that in the ground. You know, I could do that. But I never imagined, you know, like you imagine yourself doing certain things. I never imagined the eating process. You know, it's just like, now you've grown the cassava, you're eating it, and it just fills me with, I'm just amazed. Every time I pull something or pick something, I'm just amazed. I'm just so amazed, and it is it's a wonderful feeling. And so I think that this is something that, because I get so much joy being out here, this is one of my callings. And, you know, art, I'm just like, when I'm doing my art, I could just be on it all day. I could play with my supplies all day and stop for a cup of tea. The thing that's different though is that when I'm working on like specific pieces, that's different. That's a different feeling as well, because sometimes I get I can get what? It's not overwhelmed, but it's just like intense. It becomes really intense because you're trying to finish a particular thing. Okay, so here are the cassava leaves. So there's quite a lot that has come off there, and in this particular area is where I'm going to be planting. So I think there's enough leaves to just provide some cover, kill the grass, and then within the next week or so I can start planting here. Here I might just have to get a whacker and just whack this and then pull up any of the grass and then cover it. What I'll do is cover it, and then that will ensure, that's what I did with this one, it ensures that they die off, and then then I can do what I need to do. But I will be planting along here, and all I've done there is just plant in the so I haven't moved the bags, I've just planted in them. Yeah, and I'll probably do the same here. Okay, so we need to clean that, break them off, and see what we've got. So here again is my cassava harvest, and I am so pleased. Some of them are split, but I don't think it's a deep split, and all I need to do is peel them and yeah, just clean them up and peel them and just remove this dirt. But it's good that, you know, it kind of goes into the soil and you know, it's broken up the clay soil, and an area where I would have found it very difficult to dig in, I've been able to grow something that's kind of doing that for me. So, you know, I'm able to grow something. So this is really stiff. I'm able to grow something that's providing food for the family, but it's also helping me out here in the garden. Okay, so I'm going to separate them out. I've separated a few out here. As they dry, they turn a darker brown. Yeah, and you cannot eat them raw. They're poisonous raw. You have to cook them. So I'm really looking forward to getting these inside and cooking them. All right, let me get on with the task at hand. Okay, so here is the cassava. It's taken a while, and I'm breathing heavily because when this the stem gets so thick, it's very difficult to cut. So what I've managed to do is cut off as much as I can. I've cleaned it up, and I'm gonna put this back in the ground and see what happens, see whether, you know, how it grows, because it's growing at particular points. It started to grow because it's been in there too long. There was a yucky bit. It was a really nice, it would have been a really nice piece of cassava, but something burrowed in it, and as you can see, yuck fest smells. Yeah, so it was going off, and that's what happens in terms of if you leave it in the ground too long. You know, it'll either try and regrow, because there were all these little fine roots that had started to come from them. So it's obvious that, you know, they were trying to, you know, these would then be the new cassava. They would grow and thicken, and then, you know, so obviously I guess they've got to get their nutrients from somewhere. So I'm glad I took the time to do it, and now this area is free and it can be as I say, I'm not going to replant in that particular spot. What I will do is plant around it so that the rest of the soil can get some nutrients, and probably have one just at the tip there, because we've got two there. I want to get one in there. And because this actually was a path, this was supposed to be a path, but the way the land is, it slopes downwards, so whenever it rained, it all kind of just leveled off. This particular bed that we can see here is just kind of leveled off to a certain extent. So I was just like, okay, this will be one patch. This will be my cassava patch along with over there, and they're growing really, really well. Really well. That's just like a month's growth. All of this is just really a month's growth, and it's got 6 months to go to harvest some more cassava. So what I need to do is get these lot in and washed off and peeled, or I'll leave the peeling till tomorrow, just wash them off. But you need to really address them quickly peel them, and then either cook them and eat them, or freeze them. They last on the shelf, they last like this about 3 days, the ones I've had. Otherwise they'll start to go, I guess they need just to cure, is that the right word? Anyway, but yeah, I'll wash them and then leave them and then peel them and freeze them. Freeze what we're not going to eat. And then, yeah, we'll have cassava available as a meal. I usually just put like, because these are quite big, I'll put this as in one bag, because this will feed us, you know, for a meal, and just put like, you know, small bags of them in the freezer. Okay, so thank you for watching. Let's just have a look at these, and these are what have got to be planted. As you can see, the different stems I've got going on here. This is the last stems that I've just cut. I tried to cut as much off that as possible. These are the last ones. These are from the main stem, and as we go up the plant, they get smaller and smaller until we've got these. But I'm going to try and plant them anyway, and I might harvest some more of the leaves here, because as I say, we don't want too many on there. And then the next job, which I'll do tomorrow, like do it in stages, is all the leaves put down on the soil and nourish the soil. Okay, so thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. I so much appreciate your comments and the fact that you're watching the videos, and I hope that it's providing you with information. I will do a video on how to cook the cassava and freezing it and all of that, so you know from start to finish. And I think I've done a video of actually planting, but as I say, it's just a stick, and those sticks, I just put them in the ground. You prepare the soil. I didn't even dig up the soil. Well, I dug up the soil, but I didn't kind of like, you know, put any nutrients down or anything like that. But now I'm preparing it now for the second wave. It's just like, yeah, okay, well, there's loads of grass here that needs to be got rid of. So literally, if you're, you know, there's so many videos on YouTube that shows you how to plant cassava. So, you know, you can probably find that out. But in terms of the cooking, the preparing, and the next stage is how I'm going to do it. I hope you come along for this journey. Okay, so thank you again and see you soon. Remember to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I look forward to engaging with you soon. Bye bye.